Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I'm glad you made it. We have a new law in place. It's signed, sealed, delivered, and it is for veterans, impacting veterans, and creating new avenues for veterans. This is a big deal. And I wanted to throw it out there to you. Before we jump into it, I want to throw out a special thank you to Gary Reagan. Gary, thank you so much for the super comment, super chat thing. I really do appreciate your support very much. And you know what? Thank you to all you subscribers, all you viewers, all you thumbs uppers, all you members. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It really does help to spread the word, which is really what we're trying to do. The two asks are really, look, hit the thumbs up and let the video run. Those are the two things that really help to share the information. Many hands make light work, and together we can stop living in the shadows and not understanding what is going on out there for veterans. So with that, let's jump into it here. We do have a new law in place. The president has signed it. I have Stan in the background sounding off. He's not super close, so it's not super annoying, but you're going to hear him. He's a rooster. He does rooster stuff. All right. So this was just completed. Let's go ahead and jump into it. The president has signed the new Reform Act into law on Wednesday, the 30th of July, 2025. And I'm going to share it with you here now. This is the thing. It's not just one thing. When these laws get put into place, it's usually, you got the tip of the spear, which this is really what it was addressing, but then there's usually some kind of added on aspects to things, which there are. So I want to make sure that we dive into it and share all this with you here today. So the president signed the VA Home Loan Program Reform Act into law Wednesday, cementing a partial claims program, which you probably don't know what that means, and I'll explain that. A partial claims program aimed at preventing veterans from losing their homes to foreclosure. All right, so the fast version here. There was a calamity of issues with VA home loans prior administration. Then that carried over kind of into this administration, and they wanted to reverse action and then create something new. I don't agree with how it happened because they pulled the plug on the existing, and then there was another block of time, but we moved quickly on it, so that's good. There was obviously a lot of pressure from the veteran community to make sure that we had a replacement as soon as possible. What this does is this allows for someone who falls behind on their mortgage to work with their loan servicer. That's a rooster in the background. That allows you, the veteran, to work with your loan servicer, the people you make payments to have them essentially allow you to skip a certain number of payments. Maybe it's 6 months, maybe it's 12 months. And what they do is they add it to the end of your loan. So that way you can just resume making your same payments with the same interest rate and keep moving forward as you never missed anything, except for the fact that they're tacked onto the end of your loan. So effectively, you'd move from, if the example would be you had a 30-year loan. Now it's a 31-year loan with a missed period of time that you added to the end, right? So if you missed 12 months, you added it to the end, it's 31 years, but you took a year off, right? All right, so let's move on. So this is important because this is one way that you help prevent homelessness. So the new partial claims program under the Department of Veterans Affairs Home Loan Program will allow veterans who are late on mortgage payments to tack on those payments to the tail end of their loans. Additionally, the partial claims program seeks to replace the Veterans Affairs Servicing Purchase Program created in 2024 under the Biden administration, but that the Trump administration nixed in May. So that's the part that I didn't agree with, nixing it in May, and now here we are at the tail end of July. So we had that May, June, July aspect where, it's just added stress to somebody who may be in the foreclosure process or close to it. That would have been a very stressful couple months. Under the VASP program, the VA bought up delinquent VA loans from mortgage servicers adjusted the loans, and then offered borrowers a 2.5% interest rate for the duration of your loan. Okay, look, I get it. That sounds great, and it almost would encourage people to try to go that route to get a 2.5. I mean, that's free money, especially compared to rates today. So here's the problem with it, though. The VASP program, although on its face sounds wonderful, we have to be realistic, I think, with all of this. The VA is not a lender. They've never been a lender. They've been more of an insurer, okay? The VA home loan is not really a loan by the VA. It's insurance from the VA to the lender. If the lender does a VA loan for you and you default on it, the VA is on the hook for a little bit of money. It helps to reduce the risk, if you will, for the actual lender. Now, that's what the VA's job is. They're not a loan servicer. They don't hold on to mortgages until 2024 when they created VASP, the VA's, whatever it was, the Veterans, I don't even remember, Veterans Affairs Servicing Purchase. It's a weird name. Veterans Affairs Servicing Purchase Program. So once they created that, they created this situation in which they would purchase the loan. Well, now they're a loan servicer. Well, now you got to hire people who are processing payments. You have to open up, new bank accounts that it's taking this money in and applying it and tracking it. And then guess what? What happens if you're late? Well, now you have collectors, all that type of stuff. Well, now what happens if you go into foreclosure? Now you need attorneys. I mean, it becomes a big situation to be a loan servicer because not everybody's going to make their payments on time. It's just a matter of the percentage. So anyway, it was a lot more, I think, than what the initial thought was. In any case, the current administration didn't think that it was the right move. They nixed it in May and created essentially this new ability for your mortgage servicer to actually work with you and still be the servicer. Anyway, moving on. Under the VASP program, the VA bought up delinquent VA loans from mortgage servicers, adjusted the loans, and offered the borrowers that fixed 2.5% interest rate for the duration of their loan. But the VASP program faced scrutiny from Republicans who decried that it was established without input from Congress and claimed it jeopardized the entire VA home loan guarantee program and would be costly for taxpayers altogether. The VA estimated that it purchased more than 17,000 home loans, totaling more than $5.48 billion under VASP. The House passed its version of the VA home loan program Reform Act in May, while the Senate passed its version of the measure here in July. So we moved fairly quickly from the Senate to the president's signature because it is now law. This bipartisan legislation will assist veterans who are facing financial hardships and provide VA with tools to better help veterans stay in their homes and avoid foreclosure. The VA Home Loan Program provides one of the best benefits VA has to offer and has helped veterans and their families build home equity since its inception in 1944. House and Senate Committee on Veterans Affairs leaders said in a joint statement on July 16th, 2025. With that concludes it. Glad to share it with you. Look, at the end of the day, it might not affect you personally, but it does affect one of our brothers or sisters. A win for one veteran is a win for all veterans. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you very much. Have a great one. And remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.